Hey, it's Steve with Sensus Fidelium Gardening. Just I'm starting this new channel up, just seeing how it goes, and just because I got into gardening about a year ago now, and still learning. But I figured if I wait another 7 years, I'm still going to be learning, and nothing's going to be done. But I wanted to share some stuff that I watch a lot of other videos, so I've been learning from books and study and doing and just the School of Hard Knocks. And as one friend told me, he said a bunch of gardening is trial by error, and I've done a lot of trial by errors. So, anyways, let's do it. I'm in Zone 7, just outside Charlotte, North Kakalaki, and yeah, I was going to do a thing on little ditty on basil. Now you might be thinking, why do I need to go out and why do I have to plant my own? Why don't I just go out to the store, Whole Greens, wherever, Harris Teeter, Kroger, all of these whatever, and they got herbs. So I don't have to go out and buy something to put them in. Make the soil right, plant them, water them, take the time. It's a lot of time and energy to do this. It's so easy, more convenient just to go down, grab a tub of it, and then sprinkle it on your food anytime you need it. Right? Easy. Totally piece of cake. I understand. You just get everyone's used to just going in and you have your own herb tray. You have all your little fancy little little pot or little canisters type deal thing. You turn it over. You rotate the top. You got the part where you can put it all in a spoon, or you got the little sprinkle doohickey, whatever you call it, the holes. Why do I grow my own? Well, here's a thing came out November 2021, November 9th. This is on consumerreports.org. So that's one of those nutty websites. CR, Consumer Reports, tested 126 products from McCormick, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and other popular brands. Those are not the one. Those are not like how would you say Piggly Wiggly, or little stores that have nothing. Just hey, your little opinions go out there and do it. No, these are supposed to be at the top of the line ones. That's the organic. Those are the ones with the ones that people would have money. They go to those. Almost a third had heavy metal levels high enough to raise health concerns. Here's that PDF said we tested 5 to 10 products each of basil, black pepper, chili, coriander, cumin, curry powder, garlic powder, ginger, oregano, paprika, saffron, sesame seed, thyme, turmeric, and white pepper. We tested 2 to 3 samples of each product for a total of about 330 samples. With basil, there's medicinal health benefits for eating it, like vitamin C. Basil has vitamin C in it, vitamin A, magnesium, vitamin K, manganese, and that's just you know some of them. Even other ones have even more. Adding foods such as basil into your diet that can reduce inflammation can help lower your risk of several different diseases as you age. Chronic inflammation has been linked to rheumatoid arthritis, heart disease, liver disease, and several other forms of chronic illness. A diet full of anti inflammatory foods may not prevent any of these diseases outright, but it can certainly help reduce the severity of many conditions. In some traditional medicine practice in South Asia, holy basil is used as a herbal medicine. Globally, various traditional medicines use basil to help with everything from snake bites to colds to inflammation. There's 17 different types of basil that grow in your garden. Everyone knows the Genovese basil. It's the sweet basil. It's the one you commonly see. If you go into a store, they're going to have this to be able to buy. You could grow. Lowe's has these all over the place right now. You can buy. Now, the one thing I had it and grew great the first year when I was over at the first rental, but they're very prevalent to powdery mildew. So what that is just if you get the leaves wet, this white stuff gathers on the leaves and it spreads quick. And I didn't know what it was. It was the first time me putting it in. I had all kinds of basil out with it, and it spread to all my basil. So I don't have that out there right now. I have other forms of basil which don't aren't as susceptible to powdery mildew as the Genovese basil. But still, it's good. I mean, it's that's the common one. My neighbor has a couple 3 foot size ones right now, 2 or 3 foot size, and they're doing fine. She just keeps making sure she grows them right. She's much smarter than I on this. But I have other forms that are growing just as fine and even have more medicinal components to them. I always know what your zone is. This is U.S. zones 9 to 11, but I mean it can grow anywhere really, especially in the warm. Easily grown from seed. It does. You can just sow it direct, and it grows just fine. It does well in containers as well. I have them in a rolling container type deal. But in my first round of it, I had them in a big container bag. I think it was a 30-gallon bag. Here's the sweet basil that's similar to Genovese. Names are often used interchangeably, though they are in fact two different plants. The color of the leaves are lighter than the Genovese basil, and the shape of the leaves are less round and more pointed. So you can tell just a little bit. Uh, the orange, the purple basil, Osman basil, I have that growing. Two of them, three of them actually, grown from seed. I had to started in a seed tray right back in March, and they're growing pretty quick. Obviously, the more you harvest them, the faster they regrow. You're supposed to use them as much as you can. You cut from the top too, so they don't bolt and flower out. So you just keep promote more leaf growth. There are a number of purple basils. It's one of the most common. Osman is the most common variety and is a striking shade of deep purple with blue-black tones. Most agree is the darkest of the purple basils. With a spicy clove-like flavor, it is used for fresh in salads or for garnish. The deep purple flower also snipped and used in a salad. Medicinal part, it also helps in problems with your gut, you have stomach issues. I've cut the leaves off and given it to the kids to eat myself, and it works just fine. Cinnamon basil, it's also known as Mexican spice basil. Has a mild, spicy flavor with notes of cinnamon, hence the word cinnamon basil, and is popular in Asian cuisine. Lemon basil, it's obviously called lemon. It's hybrid is used properly in South Asian cooking. The leaves are firmly touched and hold up well to high cooking temperatures. Has a delightful lemony fragrance and right lemon flavor to go with a spicy basil flavor. Thai sweet basil. My neighbor has a couple big ones of these. I thought about growing them, but we don't use them really. It's popular herb in South Asian cooking, particularly in Thai cuisine, hence Thai sweet basil. It's beautiful plant. It's a showstopper in the herb garden. It really is good looking. With deep purple stems and flowers. The leaves are somewhat thicker in texture than sweet basil, and the flavor is mild and complex. Greek basil. I tried growing that. I had it growing that year when all the powdery mildew hit. Wish I would have tried it. Greek basil is one of the smallest basil plants, usually no taller than 8 inches. The compact plant produces light green, slightly pointed leaves that grow in small rounded clumps. It grows easily in containers. I had it in a 5-gallon container, I think it was. It makes a nice addition to the herb garden or front of the border. Dark opal basil. Dark opal is aromatic, sweet, spicy basil that can be used like any other basil, but stunning color makes it a very showy plant for your herb garden as a cut flower. And of course, his dinner table is somewhat smaller than the other basils, seldom growing more than 20 inches. Christmas basil. I did not know about Christmas basil. Hybrid between Thai and Genovese. Dark purple stems, lighter purple flowers similar to Thai, though the leaves are bright, shiny green of Genovese. Cardinal basil, you see how this globe basil, looks like a globe. Holy basil, I have this growing. Known as Tulsi, holy basil is similar to other basils, but has different flavors and qualities. The pale purple stems and small purple flowers somewhat resemble Thai, but the leaves are wavy and slightly wrinkled. It is lovely for the spicy taste in Indian cooking and is also revered as a medicinal herb in Indian traditional medicine. It is a common herbal tea available in most grocery and health food stores. African blue basil, I actually have this growing. Uh, I'm not using it except for just for the flower. It's a colorful plant said to be a hybrid of dark opal and camphor basil. Can be grown as a perennial in warm regions and reaches up to 4 feet tall. The flowers of the African blue basil are a delicate pale blue or purple color and beautiful to pollinators, especially honeybees. Letting some of this go to flowers is a good idea if you want to attract beneficial pollinators to your garden. French basil, viva la France. Napolitano basil, lime basil. I did not know about lime basil. Green ruffles basil. So you see, And here's tips to growing it. Basil loves the sun, but if you notice wilting during days of harsh sun, give shade and water more thoroughly. It likes regular water. Don't get try not to get the leaves wet. It germinates 7 to 10 days, pretty quick in germinating after planting. Usually ready to harvest within 3 to 4 weeks. It can grow indoors or outdoors. You see people that have these little water ones. It's literally just as water. You can grow basil out of that. Needs 6 to 8 hours of steady sunlight to grow well. Prune monthly, a third of the leaves to encourage bushier, healthier growth. Avoid bolting or the plant producing flowers or seeds by reducing its exposure to intense heat, pinching off the flowering stems 1 inch below the bud to prevent them from tasting bitter. Do not fertilize. Too many nutrients can make the basil lose its signature taste. Here's a little bit about holy basil. It says native to the southeast of Asia. Different parts of the plant are recommended for treating different conditions. Use its fresh flowers for bronchitis. Use the leaves and seeds with black pepper for malaria. Use the whole plant for diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting. Use the pill and ointment form for eczema. Use an alcoholic extract for stomach ulcers and eye diseases. Use an essential oil made from the leaves for insect bites. Many studies support the use of the entire plant of holy basil for human use and its therapeutic value. The nutritional value is also high as it contains vitamin A and C, calcium, zinc, iron, and chlorophyll. Reduce stress and anxiety. All parts used to adapt to stress and helps your body adapt to stress and promotes mental balance. Let's see. The source of your stress can be chemical. In the case of physical stress, holy basil is known to increase endurance in animals. Animals who had holy basil leaf extracts and went through environmental induced stress scenarios showed enhanced metabolism, improved swimming time, less tissue damage, lower stress levels in loud environments. Human and animal studies saw reduced stress, sexual problems, sleep problems, forgetfulness, and exhaustion. A little bit more protects against basil in general, protects against cell damage. Basil leaves are chock full of antioxidants. It prevents cancer. In one lab study, sweet basil prevented the growth of human colon cancer cells in test tubes. In another study, scientists found that leaf extracts from 6 different types of basil all had anti-cancer properties. Basil got in the way of cancer cells' ability to grow and divide, ultimately destroying them. Helps manage blood pressure and cholesterol. Traditional Chinese medicine practitioners have treated cardiovascular disease with basil for centuries, and with good reason. Non-human studies have shown it can reduce high blood pressure and improve cholesterol levels. Plus, Culbertson says, plus holy basil contains eugenol, an oil that may help lower blood pressure by relaxing your blood vessels. Studies have tested several forms of basil, including extracts, leaves, and leaf powders. It improves blood sugar levels, boost mental health, enhances cognitive function, including short-term memory and attention, improve mood, reduce stress and anxiety. Here we are in the garden. I'm just showing you my basil's raised, I guess you could say raised bed. I mean, it's just basically, it's a roller. And it's obviously raised. This will hold like 250 pounds. I like it. It grows good. You have to put the right soil in there, obviously. But here are the purple basil. I threw in some clover because it pulls nitrogen into the soil. Here's some large leaf basil. They're growing slow, but there's 2 large leaves. I both put this. I've sowed them direct. This one was sowed direct. This one I purchased from big box Lowe's, but this one I started. I just put a seed in, sowed. Here's the blue African basil. You can see the flowers on this one. Yes, I know. It's also got I think some. Obviously got a little hair on there, but I haven't used it for anything besides just for prettiness. Really, we're just moved, so we haven't really done much of everything else. Here's the Amazel basil. This is I got from Proven Winners. It's a hybrid. It's supposed to be the basil, but without the
worries of powdery mildew. It was, yeah, I know, I get it. It's not the natural one, but I wanted to try it with it. And here is the holy basil. I direct sowed that one. So I've used it a couple times. I had to chop it down a little bit because it got some blight on there, so it's regrowing. So sucks. But this one is the same thing that I sowed. I can't remember. I guess right after I moved. And you just pick it off. I just pick a leaf off and eat it. Not a problem. Again, this is what if you have problems with nausea or stomach problems. Broke off a leaf, gave it to the kids. They were totally fine. So this is my this is my lime tree right here, and I got a holy basil plant that grew out of it. Have no idea where it came from and accidentally started. It does better than the ones I deliberately put in. Deo gracias. Thai and holy basil end up flowering like this, so you can tell that's what that is. Man, it smells glorious right here too. But with holy basil, you can use the leaves when it flowers. The other ones you don't want to make. If you had sweet basil or the opal, you don't want it to flower like that. It takes away the flavor. But with holy basil and Thai flower, it's still good to go. Doesn't lose the flavor. So, and even if you want it, if I wanted to take this, which I eventually will, I'll snap the leaf or snap the stem right there, shave it down a little bit, put it in water. You can do this with any of the basil too. Give it a few days and you'll see roots starting to form, or maybe a week. And then replant it. Don't put it, if it's 100 degrees like it is right now, don't put it out there direct sun. Let it grow a little bit. But yeah, you can grow your own. I can cut all these stems off and grow about 10 different holy basil plants right now. Little life hack. To harvest these things, I mean, you can take it straight off and just use fresh, put it in a salad, put it on eggs, whatever, chop them up, put them on. Or take them off, dry them, chop them up, put them in a container, mix them, put them all together. You put a holy basil one together, put an opal one together if you want to keep them all separate. Or, like I said, you can mix them up and you can have a whole variety in one. Again, like I said earlier in this video, these are great medicinal. They have heavy medicinal ones used historically. All kinds of different benefits from it. I just can't believe that it somehow started up in my lime tree here. I have no idea, and this lime tree is relatively new too. Anyway, yep, there it is. Sometimes accidents are even better. Accidents happen if you're lucky, as Cat in the Hat says.